Hello Magic Makers, welcome to Storytime with Mombierella. This is a young adult fiction and may be inappropriate for some younger viewers.
The Sands of Time Trilogy, Book 1, Appointed Time, by J Peterson. Copyright 2021, J Peterson. Published by Texas Sisters Press. Chapter 1, Part 2. Everything sounded like an echo as Helena moved in a daze. After waking up in the hospital, she slowly made her way down to the ER waiting room. Barely functioning, she saw a doctor walk in wearing blood-covered green scrubs with a green operating cap over his head and booties over his boots.
"I'm so sorry, ma'am. We did everything we could. We couldn't save either of them,"
he explained. She looked up at him, her eyes glazed.
"Is there someone we can call for you?"
he asked. "No, I'm fine. I'll be fine."
"As you know, the home provided was only for those in the program. You will have 14 days to find a new location to live."
"Yes, I know how the program works. I understand." Helena nodded. "I was there when Hope signed the papers." She looked up at the doctor. She asked, "When will I be able to see their bodies?" The doctor shook his head.
"Ma'am."
She narrowed her eyes as she growled, "That was my sister and her baby. I demand to see them."
"Ma'am, I don't—"
"My name is Helena Hunt. Not ma'am. Not even miss. Hope Hunt was my sister. She was the only family I had left. That child was to continue our bloodline. Do you understand?"
"Yes."
"Then you walk your little self down to Dr. What's-his-name and tell him."
"Professor Roth."
The doctor corrected her. "I don't care what his name is." Helena stood, putting her hands on her hips. "You tell him not only do I want to see both of them, but I also want to know when I can have their bodies to bury in our family's plot. If he doesn't have the decency to understand that, then I will see him in court."
"Ma'am, Helena,"
the doctor said, resting his hands on her arms. She jerked away. "Don't touch me."
"I'm sorry."
He lifted his hands.
"If you were there when she signed the papers, then you know Hope signed a paper stating that in the event something went wrong during the program, her body would be donated, so we can determine what happened. Her baby is part of that."
"You can't be serious." Crossing his arms, standing his ground, the doctor simply responded,
"I am serious."
Helena took a step back. "You mean I can't even bury her?"
"She chose to be cremated. I can show you the paperwork,"
the doctor offered.
"You can have the ashes of the mother and the baby when they're ready."
"They have names," Helena snapped.
You can have the ashes of your sister Hope, along with those of her baby."
"This clinic is a joke," Helena shouted. "That creepy sleazeball of a boss you have insisted she sign the papers before he started. I have more humanity in my pinky than that man has in his entire body. Science. Ugh," she huffed. "What about simple human decency?"
"Helena, if you don't calm down—"
"Calm down?" Helena cut him off. "Calm down. This is me calmed down. I'm reining it in here for your sake. You didn't do this. He did."
"I will call security and have you forcibly removed from the premises if you do not garner some self-control. If you leave now, you can have the time you need to pack your and your sister's belongings."
Helena stared at him, speechless.
"I don't mean to be callous. I have a lot of work to do. There are multiple patients here I'm responsible for, who I really need to get back to. I'm sorry for your loss, but you and your sister knew the risk before she signed up for the program."
Bottom lip trembling. Her body shook. She felt like a volcano about to explode. Helena narrowed her eyes at him. Through gritted teeth, she said, "I lose everything, and your only response is to tell me she signed the paperwork. What is wrong with you?" Opening the folder, cradled in his arms when he walked in, the doctor pulled the photo from the chart and handed it to her.
"I know it isn't what you want, but it's better to remember her like this. You want to remember the good, not the bad. You don't want to see what she looks like now. You don't want that to be your last memory of her. You want this to be your forever memory of her." Snatching the photo from him, Helena spun and walked out of the clinic,
The brutal Maine October wind immediately cut through her clothing. Wrapping her coat tightly around her body, she was grateful the paramedics at least thought to grab it for her when they knocked her out. She hoped to wake from this nightmare soon. Memories of her sister flashed through her mind while she walked to their 2-bedroom condominium on the compound. Growing up, her sister was her best friend. While playing Ring Around the Rosies, their strawberry blonde curls would dance in the sunlight, giggling at the overnighters between both sets of their friends echoed in her mind. Being only a year apart, their friend circle was interchangeable, riding bikes through the neighborhood with their friends, playing games together on their dead-end street as kids until they were called home. Things seemed so innocent. Then came junior high and high school. Boys entered the picture, and it messed up everything. But only for a little while. Eventually they found their way back to each other, and there was harmony in their home again. Helena then headed to college. The world completely opened up for her. She was thrilled when Hope not only joined her at the same college, but also joined the same sorority. It was at college, in their room, at the sorority house, that the girls found out about the car accident. Their parents were on the highway, heading to see the girls when they hit a patch of ice on the road. It sent them sliding off the side of the road, over an embankment. The car flipped over and over again, crushing them in the wreckage. They were traveling with the 3 remaining grandparents in their family to see the College for Parents weekend. They all died in the wreck. In one fell swoop, their entire family was gone. Tears poured down Helena's cheeks as she unlocked the door to their condo. She walked into their home looking around. Dropping to her knees, she felt the weight of the evening, of the several hours. Curling into a ball on the floor, she lost herself in tears and memories of those she had lost, while staring at the photo of her sister, smiling back at her.
Please come back next time for more. If you haven't had a chance to yet, please take a second, hit that thumbs up, comment down below, say hello, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell as well. And share with a friend who'd like to hear these stories. And if you'd like to help me continue to do these readings, make sure to check out my social media links and Patreon page down below. Thank you very much. Love you guys. Remember, let it go and keep moving forward. Have a magical day. See you next time. Bye.